Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts, as we get ready for the quickest and fastest indoor motorsports machines in the world, the Super Modified Mud Racers. The objective here is simple. Each racer will deal with an 80-foot-long, 36-inch deep mud pit with another 80 feet of distance past the finish line. The objective is to run that first 80 feet at as short an elapsed time as possible and then stop the vehicle from 60 miles per hour in the second 80 feet or risk disqualification. The first driver up is a regular nationwide on the USHRA Association Camel Trail from Colchester, Connecticut in a fiberglass body Jeep CJ funny car. It's Pat Riley's Hellfire. And what a pass to start things off. Riley actually shuts the engine down before the finish line. Riley's elapsed time, 1.821 seconds for the local campaigner in front of his hometown crowd. And I got to ask you, buddy, that's got to make that work pay off.
Yes, it sure does.
You guys literally worked all night long and all afternoon for this thing.
Yes, we did. We had to get it going for tonight.
But the big question is, do you think a 182 is going to hold up in this thing?
I hope so. There's tough competition. I don't know.
That's for sure. We will see. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for this guy. He deserves it as much as anybody here. Pat Riley in the Hellfire Jeep. Riley's machine puts down an exceptional run. One of the quickest he has ever gone with small block Chevrolet power. But coming up is one of the crowd favorites here at Worcester, Massachusetts. This is Mike Spina and the Psychotic Beast. The wild man of mud racing in New England, who has probably one of the largest single groups of traveling fans in the sport. A 2,000 horsepower supercharged fuel-injected Chevrolet engine in this lightweight machine waiting for the green light. A full throttle run on the brakes hard. He'll stop it within the required distance. The elapsed time, 1.876 seconds, will qualify. Number 2. Here's the 1985 U.S. Hobbit Association World Champion and a driver who put New England mud racers on the racing map. Out of the state of New Hampshire, David Ray's full-bodied Ford Midnight Magic. An incredible run. Unbelievable. This guy has been involved in mud racing since the beginning of time, literally. I mean, he was a world champ 6 years ago. But listen to this. You just witnessed the quickest run in history by a full-bodied truck. 1.775 seconds. Unbelievable. You knew all along. You said this thing's going to fly, and it did.
Yeah, I just can't believe it. It's starting to really come together. I think I can make it go faster.
I'll tell you what, you're probably going to have a chance because I can't see that getting knocked out of the top 4. Number 1 qualifier, guy.
Thanks, Bret.
And one has to remember how heavy that vehicle is. Here's Chad Miller, the Instant T supercharged Chevy-powered Roadster, a 1927 Ford, out of the state of Ohio. This is always a tough, tough car. Miller's machine, like most of the entries, weighs in at around 2,400 pounds or so. But keep in mind, that big blue Ford we just saw weighs about 3,000 pounds. Miller inches forward, is now staged. The Christmas tree countdown begins. And Chad Miller, hard on the brakes, will stop it in time. 1.885 seconds. That'll qualify number 4. But remember, only the 4 quickest drivers get into the championship round. And now here's a guy who has to go quicker than that number to qualify. One of the few championship racers from the state of Vermont. Steve Abbott and the risky business. Nitrous oxide injected Jeep CJ. Always one of the hardest launching cars. Unbelievable wheel stand. Abbott puts her sideways to try and stop it with an elapsed time of 1.99 seconds. But here he comes, the quickest man in mud racing history, the world record holder at 1.683 seconds. Milwaukee's Jeff Acker and the supercharged Chevy-powered Insanity. Hard on the brakes, trying to get it to stop. He does it. Was it good enough to qualify? How about 1.764 seconds? We're playing this game again, shutting it off before the finish line, and the thing is flying. Now, if I had to guess, I would have said it spun the tires a little bit more than it did last night, and you'd be the one to know.
Yeah, it did spin a little bit harder tonight. I put a little bit more into the blower, and maybe I overdid it.
You think that 176 is going to hold up? You told me last night a 178 wouldn't.
Hoping it will, because it's getting pretty slippery down here, so I think we might see some DQs.
We'll see what happens, and let's hope we don't. But in any case, a great, great job. That's an interesting statement. If he thinks it's getting slippery and drivers won't be able to stop it within 80 feet, you may see more drivers shutting off early. But for the Ford fans, how about a supercharged Ford-powered Thunderbird funny car? This is Mark Watrous out of Michigan in the Team Rancho Shock Absorber X-Championship drag racing machine driven by Mark Oswald, now a Super Modified Mud Racer. What a run! The elapsed time, 1.779 seconds. And here comes the winningest Super Modified Mud Racer of all time. Three-time and defending world champion Tom Martin in the brand new nitrous oxide injected Chevy-powered Super Trooper 32 Chevy. Right now, he must run quicker than 1.821 seconds to knock the Hellfire Jeep of Pat Riley out of the quick four drivers who will return for the Camel Shootout and the championship race. Martin with the trademark flashing lights, waiting on the starting line for the green light. He always takes as much time as he can to get ready for each run. But at 42 national event victories, he's tough. Martin shuts it off early, hard on the brakes. He'll stop it within 5 feet. The elapsed time, 1.745 seconds. Number one qualifier, followed by his arch rival Acker in the quickest field in mud racing history. Coming up, U.S. Outlet Association events around the country. October 19th, the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, where the U.S. Outlet Association Circuit of Champions will do battle. Then on October 25th, championship camel mud and monster truck racing comes to Louisville, Kentucky at Freedom Hall. And November 8th and 9th at the Pittsburgh Civic Arena, it's mud and monster action again. Stay tuned to Super Trax for information on U.S. Outlet Association events coming up around the country. In just a few moments, Super Trax continues with more motorsports.